Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And today we have some very important announcements in the Ripple v SEC lawsuit. A lot has happened over the last 24 hours. We've got ourselves a scheduling update. We got ourselves a couple of just new pieces in the lawsuit, a couple of things that John Deaton has spoken out on, a couple of things you just need to hear. There's also some stuff that happened over at Coinbase, which we definitely have to discuss. And there's also a good money-making opportunity for XRP holders, which I'll be sharing. Having said that, I'm having a wonderful time here over in Greece, as you guys have most likely seen from the videos over on my Instagram, which I definitely recommend you guys to go ahead and check out. And I'll also maybe somewhere in the middle of this video be sharing a small clip from that. So again, having said that, guys, if you're enjoying these daily crypto videos, make sure you go ahead and press that like button. It greatly helps out. And if you're looking for an exchange to trade crypto on, make sure you check out the links down below. If you trade crypto on here, you can get some crazy bonuses, which is always worth it. So go ahead and check it out. Our first issue of the day regarding Ripple/XRP is this right here. Ripple defendants object to the SEC's request to impose an unprecedented level of secrecy on these proceedings by sealing all identifying information in the Daubert motions regarding its 5 proffered expert witnesses. For all of you that do not know, the expert witnesses in this case here are what the SEC asks questions to. In a specific part of the lawsuit a little bit earlier, there was the expert phase, right? And on a lot of different issues, you just ask an expert what their opinion is so it can be used in court. Ripple did the same. The strange part about what happened this time is that the SEC usually lets go all the information regarding these experts and their opinions to the public, or yeah, that's basically what happened in the past. This time around, though, they're citing that all for the sake of, well, privacy or really safety of these experts, we're not given any of their information out to the public, which is not something they've ever done before. It gets, however, a little bit crazier, which is that the judge has already specified on multiple different occasions how high profile this case is and how many people would like to hear everything about it. And the fact that the XRP holders and community came in and said, hey, we don't agree with this expert. And for then the SEC to say, okay, then we're just not giving any of his information public. It's kind of sketchy. My point being, it's a little bit strange for the SEC to go about it this way, as they've never done it before. And there have most likely been many more cases where these experts would have been in some trouble or really had safety concerns where they had to share it anyway. But rather, they never attempted to do so, right? They never attempted to hide it for this specific reason. Claiming that XRP holders are going to do crazy things to these experts is also nonsense, if you ask me. The worst thing they're going to get, if you ask me, is some harassment online from people that they disagree with, which is basically any person that's out there on the internet. The second very important part that we have for today is this right here. Attorney John Deaton's response. This is what Jeremy Hogan says, another lawyer in not the SEC v Ripple lawsuit, but a lawyer that we all know and love within the XRP community. Attorney Deaton's response might be my favorite brief in the Ripple case so far. It defends his position in the case, defends his own actions, attacks the SEC expert all in 4 pages, and also happens to spill on Hinman and his relation to Ethereum. So, if you're wondering what we got right here, Amici, which is friend of the court, right? Amici Curie, friend of the court, which is John Deaton and the almost 70,000 XRP holders, basically. They filed a response to the SEC's objection to their motion to participate in the expert challenge, and to the SEC's motions to revoke their status and to bar John Deaton from all further proceedings. So, to explain every single part of this, we have the Amici file response. It's John Deaton and community, which can be any of you guys, are responding to something, okay? To the SEC's objection to their motion to participate in the expert challenge. This is the SEC saying, hey, we don't really want you to come in and act as your friend of the court. And what they do is basically come into the lawsuit and help out. And the reason, by the way, let me quickly go back to this screen right here. The reason, by the way, that they're friends of the court is because the SEC is suing Ripple, but XRP holders are affected quite significantly. And the SEC claims, no, we are acting in the best interest of XRP holders, but not fully, since they don't represent us, and the judge also agreed with that. The reason I'm saying this is because the SEC have sworn they will take care of the US investors and they'll protect them from all these harms and whatnot. But when the XRP holders / the people they're sworn to protect come in and say, hey, you're actually doing us more harm than good, they're like, okay, but be silent, please. In this case, though, that's the most latter part that we're gonna. The expert challenge has mostly to do with the fact that there's an expert over on the SEC side, basically that they consulted, that said that this and that is the reason that XRP holders bought XRP, which also has a lot to do with what we saw right here. The expert, they said this and that are the reasons that XRP holders bought XRP, and the XRP committee was really against that. They said that's BS, you're lying to the core. To the SEC's motion to revoke their status, it's just to not be friends of the court anymore, so that the XRP community cannot speak their mind anymore on this matter, and to bar John Deaton from all further proceedings, to not make John Deaton, be able to talk about anything anymore, basically. Fred Rispoli, who's I believe also a lawyer, right, said, "Great job again, John. Next desperation move from the SEC would be to ask for a SIR reply to Amnesty's brief. It would be such a crybaby attempt that I don't think the SEC would even try that, but I've tweeted similarly before, and the SEC has shown a willingness to sink further and deeper, so I wouldn't be surprised." And the reason that Jeremy was so excited about it is because John Deaton got a nice little hint in here at the footnote. While at the SEC, Hinman was also a profit-sharing partner at Simpson Thacher, a member of the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, which exclusively promotes Ether. The SEC ethics chief informed Hinman he was criminally barred from contacting his partners at Simpson Thacher, although he continued to do so. That's just a fun little thing, right? Just a fun little piece. Then I want to quickly go over the schedule. All right, so I don't want to go over the full schedule here in depth because I want to do that in a separate video where I really go into all these different things and explain them fully. But let's just quickly go over. Amnesty motion to participate in the challenge to an expert report. All we need to know is this. So in connection with the Amnesty motion to participate in expert challenge, the actual decision whether Amnesty can participate in is outstanding, as are decisions on whether to revoke Amnesty status and whether to bar John Deaton from future proceedings. That's all you need to know about that one. Then we have motions to exclude expert testimony. We have to read from right here. The parties filed the respective motions to seal the motions to exclude expert testimony, and on July 25th, the parties responded to each other's motions to seal. Any third party that wants additional or reply eventually or a redaction must file so by July 28th, a letter explaining the need for such redactions, and the rest will come like a couple weeks in the future though. Substantive oppositions must be filed by August 9th and the rest August 30th, which will then fully be briefed, and then the judge can make a decision. The DPP, an attorney-client privilege battle over the Hinman documents. Well, the SEC's objections are due July 26th, which is today. Next big date is the Ripple defendants have until August 9th to reply, and then the SEC can reply again by a week later, which is August 16th. The next issue is the DPP appeal or petition to the second court and motions for summary judgment. The reason I'm not going into DPP appeal or petition to the Second Circuit is because we'll have to see exactly how things move on. We'll just have to see. There's no real date in this. I'll cover this deeper in my actual explanation video. Motion for summary judgment, though, is the most important one. This is basically the next big step in the lawsuit, and it's going to most likely start by September 13th as a first little deadline. Then the official Rule 56.1s have to be filed, and then we'll see from there, right? Next deadline, October 18th, and then replies November 15th, which is when things are really going to start, as then Judge Torres will have to make a decision. And he is saying that most likely the Judge Torres will make some decisions on the expert motions and summary judgment motions by or before March 31st, which I personally believe has to do with the fact that the judge does not want to have so many cases or so at some point. I believe there's like a rule over in the US that every half year a list gets published of your open cases or something like that. But maybe it could be every quarter, which makes more sense for a March 31st deadline. But don't quote me on that one. And then regarding our cool little XRP Profit thing, I forgot to share this earlier. Maybe I'll edit it in earlier somewhere and it will not be that late into the video, okay? Just in for XRP traders. From now until July 31st, trade $3,000 worth of leveraged tokens to receive an XRP3L airdrop worth between $10 and $500. That's actually huge. I'm not making it out to be that huge over on Twitter, but honestly, this is one of the best airdrops that I've ever seen ever. You have to trade $3,000 worth of this leveraged token, XRP3L, which basically just moves 3 times as fast as XRP would. To receive 10 to 500 bucks, I just got the email and I just shared the email with you guys. But that's honestly pretty mind-boggling, right? I mean, to trade $3,000 for such a good gift, I'm a little bit confused as to why it's this high. But maybe it's because the XP community has been through so much. They're like, hey, you know what? I'm giving this out to you guys or something like that. I don't honestly know. But of course, I'm not complaining as this is a huge free airdrop. Just completely free. This is nice. And then last but not least, Coinbase just officially got investigated by the SEC, which I think is rather interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how this is going to play out, as they're basically being alleged to have traded securities or allowed the trading of securities. I'll also make a video about that. I've officially already made the video, but I'm going to release it after this one, I think. But we'll have to see about that. It's going to be an interesting battle because, well, they were pretty hypocritical when it came to XRP. And now they're kind of sitting on their blisters for that one. So I kind of feel bad for Coinbase, and I kind of want to give them a little middle finger for not helping out when they were needed, but only when it comes out for themselves the best. It's like if you only take, then and you never give back, then eventually nobody's going to want to give you anything anymore. And that's kind of what's happening right here. I just personally don't want the Coinbase as a company to succeed in this sense, even though for the sake of crypto, I definitely do want them to do well. But again, that will be discussed in another video coming out later today. And then last but not least, I am not 100% sure about whether or not I'll put this in, because you guys can already kind of see it right here. But maybe if I find the time or I find the clip, I'll edit in a little video right here over at the end about my beautiful little, I guess, island that I visited for a little bit. Took a small break from crypto yesterday to explore some beautiful places, and oh boy, was it beautiful. So I might share a little clip of that, but we'll see how it goes. Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here, and welcome back to another crypto video. And take a look at this view today. People are watching me, but it's okay. Take a look at this. I'm over in Greece, and it's actually crazy beautiful. It's actually one of the best places I've ever been, one of the best beaches, that's for sure, in terms of the color that it has. That was it for today's video, though, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys again in another crypto video later today.